Hey guys, Mr. Movie, and today I'll be saying my top 10 movies of 2019. This year was a really good year for movies, and it was actually kind of hard to put in movies that I really thought should be in here, but there's better, so it was just a hard list to make, I thought. But right away, I say my honorable mentions. There was Arctic, Avengers Endgame, Missing Link, and Spider-Man Far From Home. Those were all ones I thought about, and kind of disappointed I missed. I know people might be mad that I didn't put Avengers Endgame in here. But as you know, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, although I do like Marvel. I'm more of a DC guy, so yeah. So number 10 is the movie Harriet. I went into this movie thinking it was just going to be, okay. But I came out like, oh, that's a good movie, I think. And also, I thought they were going to show this in schools, because it wasn't as violent as a movie like The Color Purple. But it was this, it still showed how bad slavery could be. And, yeah, I just thought it was a really good movie. I gave it a 94%. Number 9 is The Farewell. This is a foreign language film in Japan, but also they did speak English in this. So with Awkwafina, I think her best performance ever. Because most of the time she's just like the comedic third wheel or whatever that just comes in, says a couple jokes and leaves. I never really laughed at her. I didn't really like her before this. But this role showed that she has a whole different range in her acting career. And I just thought it was a really great movie in general. It was an emotional movie. And yeah, I also gave this one a 94% as well. Number 8 is Shazam. This was actually my first early screening, so it was actually kind of cool for that. But also, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great film. It was funny. It was intense. Yeah, Zachary Levi nailed his role. Same for Asher Angel and Mark Strong. And I gave it a 94%. It was a really fantastic superhero movie. Number 7 is Jojo Rabbit. The Taika Waititi film, which stars Roman Griffin Davis, Thomas and Mackenzie, Sam Rockwell, Taika Waititi, Scarlett Johansson. Huge cast. And it has, the whole cast does their role to the best of the abilities. I think one of the best performances in this movie is Sam Rockwell. He really hits you hard in this movie. It's really emotional when in one certain scene towards the end, and also just you thought Taika Waititi could only do comedy and stuff like that, or just blend dark with dark, there's that thing, What We Do in the Shadows, he could blend, darkness with sort of comedy, which, that's what he did in this movie, and there was still many scenes that, made you, gave you misty eyes, and yeah, it was just a really good movie, I thought. And I gave Jojo Rabbit a 94%. And number 6, The Biggest Little Farm, the documentary. I thought this was a solid film. When I got it, I saw that it was playing in theaters, but I could never really get out to it, and then I just watched it on DVD, and I really enjoyed it. It was really fascinating. I really enjoyed this film. And it was actually all the cinematography of animals or trees or something like that was done by a guy, because with the guy in the farm was filming animals before that, and it was just a really great film. I give it a 95%. And number 5 is Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. This movie stars Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino, and Penguin, Keel Meadle, or something like that. That's way wrong. Forget about that. But, yeah, this was a fantastic mob film. You can tell it got a lot of inspiration from the Godfather movies. Martin Scorsese, I think, gets a lot of inspiration from those movies, because Goodfellas, and, yeah. And I just thought it was a really good film. It was a little long, like most people are saying, but, I really enjoyed it, and thought, I thought it was intense, it was, it's funny at sometimes, and it was pretty serious, so, yeah. I give it a 95%, and number 4 is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, with Tom Hanks and Matthew Rhys. I thought this was a fantastic film. I saw previews for it at the beginning of the year, I saw it, I saw an article on it at the beginning of the year, and I couldn't wait for it, because Tom Hanks has played many famous characters over the years, including, Walt Disney, Soldiers, and D-Day, and The Guy in Catch Me If You Can, and he's just played many famous guys in his career. He's been on Apollo 13. And he just really nailed this role. It was a different role than I guess he's been playing, but he just really nailed it. I gave this movie 95%. Now we're on to actually the A+ movies, and the first one here is Knives Out, made by Rian Johnson. Stars Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Andy Armas, and it was a murder mystery. And you either think murder mystery, you think the movie murder mystery, because that kind of screwed up the genre. But I thought this movie was fantastic. Like, it did something that murder mystery wouldn't, like, you wouldn't expect from a murder mystery, and I thought that was great. And I just really enjoyed this movie. I gave it a 96%. Number 2 is the documentary Apollo 11. It was a really fantastic documentary. I definitely recommend checking it out. It gave you a really, better overview of what was happening when the ship launched and when the ship was coming down. Like, how intense people were. Like, how people didn't actually know what was going to happen. Like, that sort of stuff. And there was no people being interviewed, Won't You Be My Neighbor, or something like that. It was just, there was a narrator, which he didn't seem too excited to be there, but, yeah. But yeah, I just thought it was a really great documentary. It's the only documentary in my A+. I gave it a 96%. Number 1 is James Gray's Ad Astra. This movie stars Brad Pitt, Ruth Negga, Liv Tyler, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, a great cast. And also, the story was fantastic. It was a really riveting story. Some people said it was too long. I don't agree with that at all. I thought it was an exciting film. It was pretty darn intense, if I must say. And it just showed you how big space actually is. But yeah, so those are my top 10 movies of 2019. And yeah, in the comments say what you think are some of the best movies of 2019. Yeah, see you next time, movie fans.